So here's the deal. We'll get to this. We have a lot to talk about. But 3,000 illegal immigrants, boys right now specifically, are being held at the Dallas Convention Center as this crisis continues to grow.
But we start with the massive surge of migrants on the Texas border. Hundreds of unaccompanied minors are set to arrive any hour in Dallas, and they'll be housed temporarily downtown at the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center.
The governor requests the Department of Public Safety interview all the kids to ensure they are not victims of child sex trafficking. He also worries they may add to the spread of COVID-19.
Are they being tested for COVID? And if so, how is the administration handling those who test positive?
Those questions come 1 week after he lifted all COVID restrictions and dropped the mask mandate.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, sure.
The problem is that the local Denny's doesn't have a mask mandate at their early bird special. Not that you have completely undocumented migrants in space blankets under overpasses because you are far above capacity to a level that was not seen under the Trump administration. Keep in mind, the media is covering this now because they have to as a crisis, but they're covering it from this angle that we're not letting enough of them in, right? That's how they're saying, look, these people are there. We need to let them all in. Here's the deal. We could have, of course, people need to sign the guest book. People could apply for citizenship at the United States Embassy and go through the proper legal channels, which many people do. This is also the problem when the media keeps parroting this same old line here. It makes people assume that most Mexican migrants are here illegally.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's not true.
Insulting.
There are plenty of them who are here legally. They understand the process and they go through the process. So just like they made it seem as though Asians were getting an unfair leg up over black people, and then the chickens come home to roost, and black Americans are committing record number of hate crimes as we used to know them, against Asian Americans. What do you think is going? Most Americans, even liberal Americans, are going to assume that all Mexican immigrants are illegal. And that is not the case. But you need a voter base.
Yeah, and none of these people are actually looking at the reason for this. They're all pissed off at Donald Trump. You know what he did? He said, if you come to our border, we're going to send you packing. It's going to be a waste of time. You know what Biden said? We're going to stop construction on the border wall. If you come to the border, we're going to take you through a process. If you have COVID, 118 of you are going to get released in Texas. Go have fun, spread it wherever you want. And then they're shocked that people are coming in record numbers. There's a window of opportunity. Biden will not send you home. He has not spoken tough on this at all. That's why they're coming.
Hold on a second. Correlation does not equal causation because, I did one semester of humanities too. And how do we know that it's what you just said? How do we know that that's not just anecdotal, that the crisis is the Biden administration's fault and not Trump's? Do we have a clip?
Would you have tried to do this when Donald Trump was president?
Definitely not. Definitely.
So did you come here because Joe Biden was elected president?
Basically.
Well, I appreciate his candor. What's interesting, though, is now the Biden administration has tried to say we have been very clear from the start in that they should not be coming to the border. And this is a new, but here you go. Here's them saying it now.
We are elevating our messaging so that the individuals do know that they cannot come to the border. The border is closed.
Keep in mind, I know it was, David looked a little confused. Elevating means creating entirely new messaging and acting like we've always said that.
Oh, no, I thought it looked like Professor X with cancer, which is hard to do.
Yes, it is.
Because he already is bald.
It looked like if Jeff Bezos were an angry baby on The Simpsons.
It does, doesn't it? Like he should have a big cigar and a diaper on.
But so he's saying now we're letting him know we shouldn't come. I guess, hold on a second. Did something get lost in translation?
So did you come here because Joe Biden was elected president?
Basically.
I love how he repeats it twice.
Yes.
Basically. Oh, I'm not sure. No, look, let me be clear. That's just lingo. What I mean to say is absolutely, okay? I think I'm going to come here and Trump mean what he say, man. He mean what he say. This guy, he's retarded.
I would not come before. And then I saw him fall up the stairs, and I said, I'm going to come now.
Yeah. I have a good chance.
Who's running the show? They've been so emboldened, and the numbers reflect that. Who's running the show here? Okay, let me make sure I get this name right. Biden's Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security is Alejandro Mayorkas. I've only known Alejandros.
Yeah, the Daro's a curve.
Alejandro Mayorkas. He served as Bill Clinton's U.S. attorney for the we can bring this up as an overlay, for the Central District of California, lobbied for a sentence commutation of drug lord Carlos Vignali and was investigated in 2014 over lobbying visas for foreign investors with DNC ties. He gave Anthony Rodham, Hillary Clinton's brother, a visa for a Chinese telecommunications firm previously investigated by Congress for its ties to Chinese intelligence agencies. And now he's in charge of the border, which I guess is better than a guy falling up the stairs, but just barely.
And by the way, just a quick fact, it was a misspelling in your show map when you look for it's Alejandro. It is Alejandro.
It's not Alejandro.
No, we're
I
not
thought it was
making up new
Alejandro.
names, so I just wanted to make sure.
Well, I don't know. There probably is an Alejandro, and we just marginalized him. Right now, Alejandro is watching this in his dirt floor hut going, "Hey! Build a bridge, man."
It's a roller coaster. You were
Peeking his head out from his Choco Taco wrapper in a cage.
Listen, not all Hispanics eat tacos.
Demonetized.
He was talking about the space blanket.
I was talking about the space blanket.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about the taco. They don't eat chocolate. Well, they probably do eat chocolate tacos.
And just yesterday, Chris Wallace, who usually is really annoying as a wiener, he actually questioned Mayorkas over the media blackout at the border. And he really didn't want to.
Why did you refuse to allow reporters to see the conditions under which these minors are being held?
Two things, Chris, if I may. Number one, let's not forget that we're in the midst of a pandemic, and we are focused on our operations, executing our operations in a crowded Border Patrol facility where hundreds of vulnerable migrant children are located, number one. And number two, we're working on providing footage so that the American public can see the Border Patrol stations, and I would encourage you and other reporters to see the facilities under the control of the Health and Human Services Department, where those children are sheltered and where they belong, and where we are moving them as quickly as possible.
Juminta cages?
Yeah. Is he the turkey that President Kamala is going to pardon this Thanksgiving?
Well, his eyebrows say surprised and shocked, but he's just speaking normally.
Yeah.
They're just like raised and high.
By the way, he's like, we're working on getting footage. Take your phone.
Yes. There.
Maybe that excuse would have gone over in like 1984, where you need a shoulder rig, you need some VHS tapes.
1984,
it's so not believable. No one will buy this because you clearly could just start. Half the footage on CNN is just some guy with an iPhone camera. That's how they got the insurrection footage. They got it from an Antifa guy who went in there to instigate, right? Jaden X. Yeah. That happens all the time. Just use your, just like, look, just take a screen grab. I don't even care if you have an Android, Google, I don't care if it's a flip phone. Just take a couple of pictures. That's really good. We'll circle back. No, circle back. Do it now. How about you do it now, angry Bezos baby? Do it now. This is how you know it's bull. And this is also important to note, the Biden administration has been severely limiting what the Border Patrol. They've been controlling what the Border Patrol can share with the media. It is kind of just crazy when you think about the fact that COVID is this major concern. We need to focus on the pandemic. What about 15,000 people in astronaut blankets in custody?
How does COVID have anything to do with a border surge? Are they coming here because we have more or better COVID?
No, what they're saying is we would rather you not point out this crisis because we want to keep pointing to the pandemic.
I know. That's
We're
no
working
excuse,
on the propaganda
though.
videos. Okay, we're going to send those out.
Well, how many tests have you done with? How many tests have you done over there with these migrants? They don't like the stick tickling their brain, so really we haven't gotten any tests done because we fear them.
Well, we'll bring the Chinese version over. Swalwell's lining up to give them.
Yes, he is, and Buttigieg is lining up to take them.
Yeah, plenty of politicians are like, we need to get them tested before they come over here and we sex traffic them.
Yes. Otherwise,
I don't want to get sick.
It'll just go through those Asian foot parlors like a buzzsaw.
Yeah, that's right.
And by the way, Democratic Congresswoman Linda Sanchez, this is something too. Remember before they were saying, hey, we need to talk about the border, and so they showed kids in cages. Look, I don't think it's a conspiracy. The reason that they're putting more kids in cages right now is because, again, former Vice President Joe Biden, he was the vice president when Obama built the cages. Yeah. They want to get their money's worth. You got to stretch it right now.
Really do.
These are austerity measures. Okay?
Occupancy.
You love FDR. They're emulating FDR. And so I respect it. I respect the game. Congresswoman Linda Sanchez claimed now, though, that media coverage of the border would be inappropriate.
I don't necessarily think that it's appropriate for journalists to be inside centers that are not permanent places for children. That children are not placed there permanently. They're processed out of those facilities as quickly as possible and as quickly as the facilities will allow.
She has a huge bathroom. It looks like she spends a lot of time in there.
I thought that was a green room.
Oh, I thought it was her bathroom.
It probably is her bathroom.
It looks like her bathroom.
It looks like her bathroom. I mean, she probably needs some poles to get around.
Little dinner table.
Just has what do they call those? Like those railings.
Yeah,
I love the excuse. The
railings.
Excuse is, well, it's
she's got the
they're not gonna
bathtub
be
that
there.
opens up, so she can just kind of shimmy to her hover round.
Oh yeah.
I think this is why. I think this is why the media right now they want you to think that they're not covering Biden because it's so boring, and that's true. But I think I think the reason right now they're going pretty silent. Right, you've seen the numbers have been halved with CNN and MSNBC. So I think they want to hit a reset. I think what happened is during the last administration, during the President Trump, they were so open about their biases. Right, it was just the anti-Trump network that no one could ever take them seriously again. Now I've always complained more about CNN going back to 2009 on my channel because CNN claimed to be unbiased. Right, I never had a problem with MSNBC. I have a problem with when people lie to you about their point of view and how the news is being tainted. Then the blinders were taken off when Donald Trump was president, right? You see Don Lemon, you see Anderson Cooper, you see Chris Cuomo. Everyone knew that it was anti-Trump. And I think now they know that they can't just smoothly transition from covering Donald Trump, being the anti-Trump network, to now being neutral with Vice President Joe Biden. So they sort of need to disappear and rebuild, and they'll probably have a new slogan to try and emphasize just the facts so that they can trick you into believing that, well, they were bad, but now they're back to neutral. I think that's what this is. I think this is a reset of the media so that they can try and fool people into believing that they are objective and authoritative, which is, of course, how YouTube will label them.
Yeah, well, look how bad it has to get, though, for this to happen with Cuomo. Like, it's got to be 75 people coming out saying that sexual assault, and, thousands of seniors died because we just didn't want to give the information to the FBI because they could use it against us.
I don't think it's appropriate to report on that.
And the border, she acts as though the policy changed. Like, that's not the whole purpose is for them to have them less than, I think, 48 hours and then transition them to another facility. The same policy that Donald Trump had. He was just better at making sure fewer people showed up. Don't worry, though. I just heard that AOC is on her way for another photo op. She's just announced to stand at an empty parking lot in solidarity with those kids in cages.
Yeah, and to weep over her barren womb.
Yeah. Yes.
Ooh, that hurt me saying that.
That stung a bit, Stephen.
I apologize.
Does she have
for nothing? By the way, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed because subscriptions don't mean a whole lot here on YouTube, and they keep removing your stuff.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.